Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. Welcome to the first session of third day of UNS Fintech Summer Course 2020, hosted by Center for Fintech and Banking UNS in collaboration with International Office UNS and Faculty of Economic and Business UNS. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Axel Adelin, and I will be the moderator for this session. Before we start, I would like to give the new schedule for today's summer course. Okay, in the first class with Mr. Agung Bayu Purwoko, we will run until 10:30, and we directly go to the second class. It's talk about peer-to-peer lending with Mr. Januar Sudarsono and Dr. Arif Mahdavi Artekani until 12. And the third class, which talk about fintech application Indonesia landscape with Mr. Punggi Purnama Wibowo, Executive Director of Payment System Operation Department Central Bank of Indonesia. It will start at 12:15 until 1 p.m. After that, we can take a break for 1 hour, and we continue again at 2 p.m. with Mercy Simurangkir to discuss fintech application in SME and home industry, and enjoy for today. Then this session will discuss about module 7, which is transformation in digital payment system with our invited instructor, Mr. Agung Bayu Purwoko. So I want to say hi to Mr. Agung. Hi, Mr. Agung, how are you?
Hi, Axel, how are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, thanks. Good. Thank you for joining with us, Mr. Agung.
Okay.
Then this module will talk about transformation in digital payment system. As we know, digitalization has developed into computers, internet networks, smart devices utilized by financial services. Now, a combination of financial service and digitalization has reduced to the use of cash, and it changed into electronic payment provided by various payment channels. The speed transformation in payment system needs to have appropriate policy response to ensure sustainable, innovative within prudential corridor. And before we start to instructor presentation, I would like to remind all students pertaining to several things. First, students can participate in this session. If you have any question, you can submit your question through Zoom chat box. Please mention your name and the question. You can also use raise hand feature if you want to give live question to our instructor directly. Second, please turn on your video during the class and change your Zoom name into the format student ID underscores your name. Your student ID for the summer course can be found in the file student list that we have sent to your email. And the third, students have to fill the list when I request you to fill it. Use your summer course student ID and what module you are joining now. And the last, for further information, you can refer to UNS Fintech summer course booklet we have shared before. Okay, let's meet the instructor for this module, Mr. Agung Bayu Purwoko, an instructor from the Central Bank of Indonesia. He obtained a master's degree from the University of Indonesia and currently serves as principal economist, payment system policy department at Central Bank of Indonesia. Mr. Agung has a lot of expertise in the areas of payment system policy, macroprudential policy, fintech, digital financial service, monetary economic, and many more. And to Mr. Agung, you will be given 45 minutes until 1 hour to deliver your material. And we will continue with the Q&A session. And now the time is yours.
Thank you, Mas Axel, all the participants of the summer course. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning to all of you. Thank God that we are all in good condition. I think it's a lucky for you and me to share the experience, to share knowledge regarding to the development, the current development of payment system, the current development of digital economy in Indonesia, and later we can talk how regulators respond to this development. Today I will assist it with my colleague Mas Bedur. Okay, Mas Bedur, please share screen the materials. Okay. In this occasion, I will my presentation today will consist of 3 parts. First, I will present the latest economy and finance, and since the undergraduate students, and I will in this section I also explain the payment system 101, considering the variety of participants in our lecture this morning. The second, I will talk about the development of fintech, especially in Indonesia, and also how Indonesia and also in what is trending global, and how regulators respond, and also how the initial response in Indonesia. And in third part, finally, I will discuss the Indonesian payment system blueprint 2025. This is a Bank Indonesia blueprint in area of payment system. It's a framework and policy direction for Bank Indonesia that comprehensively navigates the Indonesian economy and finance in the digital era. I think you are all is very lucky that know that have course, the course like this. I appreciate to Universitas 11 Maret for held this course. Since I also I don't have any experience in education. Actually, I'm a central banker. I'm a central banker. I'm an accountant, but I never get formal education regarding fintech. 4 years ago, I get an assignment from my boss. Okay, Agung, please study. So fintech development. Please study. So what is your recommendation? And I also talk to my colleague from other central bank. We share knowledge. Hey, what happened in your country? Do the fintech lending is also boom in your country? And how your central bank deal with this issue? Oh, it's very challenging issue, and nobody master. I will tell you, nobody master in this issue. So everybody must learn, every mind to what happened. So this is my opening about this session. Next, Mr. Badur. Okay. Now I will start with this one. Okay. If we look back to the history of money and payment system in the economy, we find that money and instruments continue to change time to times. It started with barter. A system of exchange where participants in a transaction directly exchange goods and service without using a medium of exchange. And of course, we've people get the limitation regarding the barter system. There need to be double coincidence of ones, but it is not easy, of course, to find a counterparty with the same wants. Okay, I want a bread, and you want a meat, and how to find this double coincident one? It's not it is uneasy. And number two, there is no common measures of value. In a monetary economy, money plays role of a measure of value of all goods. And number three, there's a lack of standards for deferred payments. And 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 then money and payment system, because of the inefficiency of barter, come as a solution. Money and payment system is a correction to barter, which is no longer considered efficient. So the payment system is the earliest function of financial services, which has two main activities: clearing and settlement. The payment system was born in the same time as the concept of money as medium of exchange or intermediary in goods and services transaction and finance. Sometimes, and I also I also often confuse which one is money, which one is account, and which one is instrument. Usually we'll talk all is money, all about money, all is money. My money in my pocket, my money in bank, my money maybe in my friend. I talk about money, but if you want to explore about the money in economic sense, in the banking terms, in the payment system term, we have to separate between money, accounts, and instruments. When we talk about money, we talk about value. How is it created? How is the valuation? How to maintain the price stability? This is an area of monetary policy. In central bank, usually there are one department of area with the goals how to maintain price stability. It's area of monetary policy. And now, what about account? In terms of account, in terms of payments, account is a source of fund or form of fund held in a bank or in financial institution. It can take a form of current account. In Bahasa Indonesia, you can call giro, time deposit, deposito berjangka, or tabungan, saving account. And lastly, instrument. Instrument is means of payment. How we as a consumer settle the transaction. So the form of instrument is coins, paper money, card and debit, or card, the credit card and debit card, and also transfer, credit or debit transfer. So the last one is the area, the part of payment system. Okay. Next. Okay. So in these slides, this is describe the business process, the general business process of a payment system. This is important, very important for you all to see a whole ecosystem of payment system. Who are the parties involved? What is the instrument? Where are the fastest developments in digital era? So the main question, the first question is, what is actually a payment system? A payment system is sets of instruments. Okay, you should bold the instrument, procedure, and rules. So three big points: instruments, procedures, and rules among participating institutions, including operator of a system used for the purpose of clearing and settling the payment transaction. Okay. The payment system are generally classified either two groups, retail and wholesale. A retail payment system handles a large volume of relatively low value payments in such form as credit transfer, direct debits, checks, card payment, and e-money transaction. So you are all, also me, also the consumer, the use of a retail payment system. And the second part is a wholesale payment system that execute transaction between a financial institution, between bank to bank, between bank to central bank, between bank to corporate, and so on. These payments are typically large value and need to settle in a particular day and sometimes by particular time. Its infrastructure usually involve payment flowing from a front end that interacts with end user, with us, a user, okay, and the number of back end arrangement that process, clear, and settle payments. The front end arrangement initiate payments, and they encompass the following: underlying transaction account, which represents source of fund, payment instrument, cash, check, card, which can vary across payment system providers and use case. They also service channels, for example, bank branch, ATM, point of sales terminal, and also payments application connects the payer to or payee to an payment system provider. At the back end arrangement generally focus on specific stage of payment chain. Processing encompass authentication, authorization, fraud and compliance monitoring, and also fee calculation. One of the crucial process is clearing. Clear. Okay, it's your liabilities and how to clear the liabilities. Clearing is the process of transmitting, reconciling, and confirming transaction prior to settlement. And the settlement is the process of transferring funds to a discharge monetary obligation between two parties. And now today, which one is mostly developed now? Overlay system. Maybe you can see on the right side, overlay systems. Overlay systems provide front-end services by using existing infrastructure to process and settle payment. It's like maybe you know Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal. This system link the front-end application to a user credit card or bank account. Yeah, just like e-wallet. And number two is closed loop system. And closed loop system. Closed loop system is like maybe you know Alipay, WeChat Pay, M-Pesa in Kenya, provide front-end to back-end services. They provide all closed system. In Indonesia also, maybe you know, GoPay. GoPay also provide the closed loop system, because have a back-end arrangement, largely proprietary to respective firm, and sometimes do not interact with or depend much of existing payment infrastructure. So this is the ecosystem we will talk until the last of my presentation. It is foundation and how and what we will talk about for our presentation. Next. This is actually this is my favorite quotes by Mr. Marvin King. Marvin King is former of Bank of England governor. In his book, he said, The End of Alchemy, Banking and Global Economy and Future Money, he said, failure to understand the context in which correlation are observed leads to a false conclusion. Pak King explained that central bank could be wrong. The various financial crises that have occurred have shown that economic projection, one of the central bank main job, sometimes missed. Maybe you know, global financial crisis in 2008, and some of many crises before. They told the conclusion and knowledge based on past experience are not always able to answer the phenomena that occur. Therefore, it is important for central banks and we all to understand the context, including what we'll talk about, the context of digitalization that's happening today. For us in Bank Indonesia, we try to learn the essence of phenomena. Sometimes we are not using, we don't use the regulatory approach. We explore the value proposition. We explore what is the potential benefit, and of course, as a central bank, as a supervisor, you must consider risks. What are risks? Both known risks and also unknown risks. This is the biggest challenge right now. Next. So maybe this is maybe your life now is your wife, your best friend, your is mobile phone. The digital revolution in industry 4.0 era is very different from digital revolution in previous era. Yes. This revolution rests on 3 axes: new technology, innovative solution, and new players. Cheap technology. It becomes smaller and smaller. Smartphones, and high-speed internet combined with open and modular platform-based business model enable to produce efficiently and manage big data through cloud. The trend of digitalization affects almost all economic aspects. It disrupts conventional function, including those in the financial sector. The demand for fast, efficient, and secure financial services become vigorous, as consumers are indulged by seamless services and experience. The new business model, online activities, open and modular new services, and omnichannel behavior have gone beyond the scope of business activities definition as codified by existing regulation. It becomes blurred, just like what actually is it? What actually is it? This is a phone. This is computer, or this is your friend. Definition become blurred, and of course, it's problem for us as regulator. Financial world now, non-banks come, they are less regulated. They began to infiltrate the financial sector, which currently dominated by banks, and the role of non-bank is becoming substantial, starting from local startup companies to global and large-scale technology companies. There were once now who initiate the digitalization of financial service, including the payment system. Maybe you can see in the right side here, a new brand of fintech, new brand of solution like Link Aja, Dana, GoPay, OVO, Shopee. There's only one, BCA, maybe the classic brand, but new players has come and they offer solution, and for you all, which most of you millennials, you will never find bank as a place to come. Bank now it's on your hand. Banking. This is not bank. This is banking. So digitalization will become a new trend. Next. Okay. I will move to the Indonesia, the current development of Indonesia. Here, this is the picture of the picture of kids. The picture of kids all focus with their gadget. It is a strong digital foundation it is a potential digital for Indonesia, which now by population now near to 269 million people, and more than 60% dominated by millennials, and also high internet penetration. In terms of mobile customer, more 1% may have more than one gadget, more than one mobile phones. Internet user, more than 60% is internet user, mostly use YouTube, mostly use social media, and also you said that the data said nearly 60%, 160 million is active social media user. When compared to others, we have a highly competitive, more comfortable and affordable access to digital infrastructure, along with digital literacy tendencies in Indonesian society escalate the flow of digitalization. The ease access is reflected Also, the affordable price of smartphone. Smartphone become affordable, and availability of high-speed internet in increasingly widespread and equitable. Public interest continues to increase along with improving digital literacy. Next, and now this slide in the supply side, the e-commerce become the main platform for digital economy and are rapidly increasing in line with digital payment activities, both by bank and fintech. If we look at the development of e-commerce in the left graph, it shows that there has been an exponential growth of almost 10 times in the last 4 years. In 2017, the annual turnover of e-commerce around 44 trillion. In 2020, we estimate the value will reach 429 trillion. And this e-commerce transaction, of course, certainly requires payment support. Consumers need easy and efficient payment solution. You cannot buy in e-commerce and okay, I will buy using a cash. Some of e-commerce over the solution, but this is not most favorite. The most favorite payments is bank transfer, and now and the use of electronic money. And you can see on the right graph, it shows that electronic money transaction grown very sharply, now reaching 15 trillion rupiah per month. So it's a huge development. Next. Okay. And what about COVID-19? COVID-19, as you know, that accelerate from the data showed that COVID-19 is accelerating the adoption of digital technology and also spending behavior of consumer. A Red Series survey show that has been very sharp change in spending behavior in e-tailing. E-tailing, what is e-tailing? Is retailing, retail store in e-commerce and also digital payments. 16% of consumers stated they change during COVID in both areas. And on the right data, also positive records that sales increase, daily transaction increase, new consumer as people get worried to physical contact, and also they're getting worried using paper money. So they should adapt. They must adapt. They become a consumer, new consumer of e-commerce, and also new consumers of digital payments. So this is the phenomena. This is the phenomena in COVID-19. So this is what we should, what the Bank Indonesia should do. So we have to facilitate, we have to support, we have to build a solution how to use the digitalization as new tools to reduce the slowing economic activity. Next. Okay. Here is the son of innovation. some of innovation that have been done and the business offer new solution, offer new business model to deal with the COVID issues. As you know, that business, e-commerce, payment system continue to innovate, provide solution from banking side. They are trying to speed up time to market for digital banking service, especially digital payment. Banking facilitation for e-commerce transaction is increasingly and being expanded. In terms of e-money operator, they are also looking for new business model that facilitate offline to online transaction. One of the e-money providers create e-commerce platform by optimizing their merchant networks. And they also use more and more contactless service. So this is the phenomenon in the COVID era. Digital innovation is happening now. Next, but the potential acceleration must be utilized optimally. Compared to other country, our neighboring, Indonesia is still left behind in terms of digital talent, technology, readiness, and but it's okay. Today, even though if we want to compete and host in our country, we must improve in area of digital talents, technology, and future readiness. The summer course today is a great initiative in how to increase our digital competitiveness. Next. Okay. Here is the growth of fintech players in Indonesia. The growth is accelerating in the last 4 years. There have been a very significant increase in number of fintech players. The fintech business model also generally only payment system and P2P lending, but currently increasingly diverse now. In terms of P2P lending, near 100 trillion has been distributed. Now peer-to-peer lending also reach 25 million borrowers, and also more than 500,000 lenders. And of course, it's good. It's a quite impressive improvement. Next. Various new business model also continue to emerge, both in conventional and Sharia. OJK, Financial Service Authority, classified into 16 clusters, and it's become to continue to emerge now. From aggregator, financial planner, blockchain based, and all in a sandbox in financial sector, financial service authority. Next. Okay. Now I will focus on the e-money. In e-money, here is the electronic money industry continue to grow at an accelerated rate, followed by increase in floating fund, and ecosystem. The e-money nominal volume has the consumer confidence. Consumer confidence continue to increase, driven by promotional events, cashbacks, and also service expansion. And closed-loop competition for formation of electronic money, non-bank, began in late 2017 when OVO, Shopee Pay, Link Aja compete with two old players, GoPay and Dana. We compete with GoPay, and Dana now enter which first entered in e-money industry. As a result, the acceleration of non-bank floating fund has increased rapidly, and the number of instruments is always increasing. So it's a phenomena of electronic money industry. They in our radar, from 10 players in electronic money, five biggest players consist of five biggest player, 5 player in 10 biggest players in e-money is non-bank players. Next. Okay. Why is fintech is growing fast? Because they work with ecosystem and network. They work collaboratively so they can move quickly. The solution offered are also consumer-centric. Electronic money organizer, a provider usually have a captive market and ecosystem. They use most of our daily activities such ojek, transportation, food, delivery services. This is coupled with marketing action, as I told before, customer acquisition by providing cashback. Electronic money provider can spend trillions rupiah in fund. Very big money, very big money. At first, banks were reluctant to change. This is due to many factors, including very strict regulation, legacy infrastructure, and of course, corporate culture. However, along with the fast pace of digital development, banks are starting to change. Banks consider a new, more open business model with open API support. Several models now used by bank in digital transformation. Some acquired small banks and then turned it into digital bank. Some are launching digital product as a strategic business unit. Some are forming venture capital and buying startups, or some are developing the unit within the bank. So this is the digitalization opens opportunity to compete healthy and collaborate along with emergence of the phenomenon of sharing economy. So it is, of course, this is a good trend, competition and collaboration. Sometimes we call it a competition. And who is the winner for this transformation? Of course, consumer. Next. Now we will explore the business model. What is the most favored business model for now and next? Electronic wallet. Electronic wallet is different with electronic wallet and electronic money. Wallet, as you know, wallet. A place is a place to save not only money but also card, credit card, debit card. As you see, is a place electronic service to store intermediate payment instrument data. So if in physical wallet you put your card, but in an electronic wallet you put your data, on the wallet. And the use of electronic wallet make it easier for consumer to transact with various alternative payment instrument. Alipay, WeChat is one of product using this model, electronic wallet. There are three benefits of wallet: more flexible, various account in one app, and you don't have to top up in every situation. Some things I forgot I forgot to top up my money. It don't have to top up your of course it refer to what is the kind of payment instrument, and this is the electronic wallet. Next. This is the electronic money, one of the most popular instrument in the society now. Based on records of user fund, electronic money divided into registered and non-registered. E-money registered, a recorded user data and identity, and the feature is top up, payment for purchase transaction, billing payments, fund transfer and cash withdrawal, and another features based on Bank Indonesia approval. And what about unregistered e-money, uang elektronik? In Indonesia, uang elektronik unregistered, unrecorded. You don't have to register. You can just download and top up, and you can use the service. Of course, to limit the risk, we kept maximum value 2 million rupiahs. 2 million rupiahs, and the features, of course, you can top up payment, but you cannot transfer. If you want to transfer using a transfer feature, you have to register. You have to improve your level to become e-money registered. Next. Yeah. Based on scope of its use, electronic money is divided open loop and closed loop. In open loop, e-money that can use instrument of payment to provider of goods who are not e-money issuers. And closed loop, e-money which can only be used as instrument of payment to only issuers. But now the open loop become trend.
Next. So this is how to Bank Indonesia respond, and how to FSA OJK respond. We issue some of regulation, PBI card-based payments, PBI operation of payment transaction processing, PBI electronic money, and PBI fintech. This is our early response. But of course, maybe it's not perfect due to exponential growth of the payments. That's why we move to new framework. I will talk to you later. And next, this is the global trend of big tech in finance. The payments is the next big thing for technology companies. Payments, the activity of big tech in finance, a special case. Fintech refer to technologies enable innovation in financial service, including resulting new business model. While fintech company are set up to operate primarily in financial services. And as you see that the entry of big tech into financial service, they offer efficiency and increase financial inclusion. But the entry of big tech into financial industry present new trade-off between financial stability, industry competition, and data protection. Next, and this is the trend of policy, how central bank should respond amidst digitalization. BIS is Central Bankers Forum, a global central bank forum, emphasizes the importance of repositioning of the role of central bank. The role of central bank is increasingly vital. So we should make a reposition of how central bank. We should support interoperability. We should support competition, and we should operate public infrastructure, which private cannot serve over the service. Here is the combination. This the role of central bank. The central bank used as operator, central bank as catalyst, central bank regulators, and central bank as supervisory. I will talk to you later about how to Bank Indonesia respond. Next, we may direct to slide 28, maybe, as time is moved. It is Bank Indonesia respond to the development, how to strike the balance between harnessing digital opportunity and mitigating the risk. So this is our vision, Central Bank of Indonesian vision. Number one, the integration of national digital economy and finance is crucial. We cannot let finance move so fast. We cannot let digital economy move so fast. They should integrate between digital economy and finance. Number two, digital transformation within banking industry. Of course, it's must due to more than 70% financial asset is in banking industry. So as bank position in monetary ecosystem, in financial stability ecosystem, so we should push a digital transformation within the banking industry. Number three, we acknowledge new players, fintech, but fintech should interlink with banks to contain the escalation of shadow bank risk through regulation of use digital technology. And of course, number 4, we strike the balance between innovation and risk. Risk about consumer protection, integrity, and stability, as well as fair competition. So central bank now move not only to provide the infrastructure, not only regulate the operation, but also we move to competition issues. And number 5, of course, we will safeguard national interests on cross-border use of digital economy and finance. Okay, next. So, striking the right balance is the keyword of Indonesian payment system. The 5 vision we can make into 3 policy aspects. Number 1, we will restructure the payment system industry. As the new players come, we should give role, but we also consider the risk. That's why we will restructure the industry. The number 2, interoperable and interconnected payment infrastructure. The infrastructure will be provided by public, by Bank Indonesia, by government authorities, and also with the industry. Our goal is how this infrastructure will interoperable, get interconnected. And number 3, as we now in digital era, data is new oil. So of course, it is not optimal if the data only hold by private entities. That's why we will set the regulation, we will set the infrastructure, and how to capture the data, how to analyze the data, and also how to provide the data for customer and also for industry. It's a 3 policy aspect, and how the implementation we make. Bank Indonesia make 5 initiatives, 5 working group. The first one is open API standard, the payment transaction to facilitate the payments between bank and fintech. And number 2, in working group 2, we retail payment service. We will build a fast payment infrastructure. It will be explored by Pak Pungki on the next course. Pak Pungki will explain how to develop and how to build the BI Fast. And number 2, we will build integrated payment interface to integrate payments, to make interbank payments become easier and more efficient. And also now we will boost the QRIS, quick response Indonesian standard. In the working group 3, wholesale payment system, we will upgrade the features, the financial market infrastructure. In working group 4, this is we will create the data hub to collect the data, to store data, to analyze the data. And number 5, we will create the more adaptive regulation. We will set the new entry and exit policy. We also develop Sandbox 2.0 and data policy and cyber security framework. Next, maybe in actually I will need maybe 5 to 10 minutes to finish my presentation. Okay, next, this is the open banking. Open banking implementation now has not yet run in ideal setting. In general, now application of Open API tends to vary, are not standardized, both in terms of contractual, technical, and security. Therefore, in working group 1, we will construct the standard. We will standardize Open API standard, which comprise data, technical, security, and governance. To ensure equal access for all parties, the standardization will also include the standard format for business contract. Next. Okay, as I mentioned, the interconnection of digital ecosystem will be strengthened through QRIS standardization, Open API, and integrated payment interface in the middle end. So IPT and CRIS, we will facilitate interbank transfer to make payment infrastructure can interoperable. Electronic money, ATM, card-based payment through transfer. The integrated payment interface will become single interface for mobile interoperability. This is same like UPI in India. Next. So this is the future. This is the future of industry landscape. This is the future. Currently, parties of process payments in system service provider. There are 9 types of payment system provider. Now we will reclassification, become two big groups: payment system provider and payment infrastructure provider. All of fintech we will group on the pre-transaction and authorization, and they should have a license from Bank Indonesia. And from the back end infrastructure, Bank Indonesia will use a different level of competition. The more competition is on the pre-transaction and authorization. But in area of clearing settlement, due to the risk, due to the highly investment, so we should restrict the players on the payment infrastructure provider. Okay, next. Okay, next. Okay, payment system regulatory structure. We will reassemble, strengthen toward more structure and consistent. The new structure will act as a foundation for formulation of payment system regulation. Restructuring process will be hinge number of objectives, rearranging regulatory drafting, issuing toward more structured, proportional, and forward-looking. We will also simplifying existing regulatory structure, and we also optimizing the role of industry association. So the future, the operational BI will focus on the high level regulation, and while operational and micro aspect will be delegated to industry, to self-regulatory organization. So I will close this presentation on key takeaways. Payment system continues to evolve with three main drivers: technology, people preference, and policy. And when it comes to Indonesia, Indonesia has enormous market potential, digital native, dynamic industry, but of course, there is plenty of room to grow. New approach is required. Of course, we cannot use our classic tools. We should strike to the right balance between potential, between innovation and risk. And Indonesian Payment System Blueprint 2025 will navigate the direction for economy and digital finance with focus on small medium enterprise and retail payment system development. Okay, Mas Axel, this is my presentation, and maybe I will back to you and Q&A session.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Agung, for the presentation and us to knowledge about system. Now, I will open the first Q&A session. We have some questions submitted by students through Zoom chat box, but if there is student want to ask question directly, I will start with that first. You can use the raise hand feature in Zoom meeting, and you can use it to deliver the question to our speaker. Okay, if there is no student who wants to ask a question directly, I will read the question that has submitted in Zoom chat box one by one. The first question from Aldi in Indonesia. Actually, he has two questions. The first question is, how will open banking change the landscape and mechanism of payment system in Indonesia? And the second question related to the first question, how did Bank Indonesia assure both the standardization APA and the consumer consent regarding to utilization of consumer personal data? Mr. Agung? Hello?
Okay. Sorry. I have a technical problems here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. I lost the connection.
Yeah. Okay.
And okay, the first one is the question from Aldi, right?
Yeah, Aldi.
Okay.
The question is, how will open banking change the landscape and mechanism of payment system in Indonesia? And the second question, how did Bank Indonesia assure both the standardization of APA and the consumer consent regarding to utilization of consumer personal data?
Okay, thank you. Very good question, actually. Very good question, and okay, I will try to answer. How will open banking change the landscape? Okay, currently, banking operation mostly use the business model of banking now is closed, actually, and the new players The new players, fintechs come with new business model with more open using API standard, and how it changed the landscape. When one institution using the more open, of course, more data, more open, more APIs. The third party can utilize the more party can utilize the data, of course, due to the consumer consent. When the players is bank and consumer, bank is very heavily regulated. The first thing of the bankers is how to save the money. Sometimes innovation is maybe number 3, number 4, but when it opened the data, comes the third party. Okay, I can give the solution. I can give the solution to the data. Okay, I will combine data and I will over the solution. Maybe bill payments, maybe credit scoring, and it happened. In UK, for example, in UK right now. Right now, more than 40 application created from open banking. So you can maybe everybody can participate, of course, after you have granted participate in creating new business model, and of course it will open the competition, okay. To this morning I get the information, I get a message in my WhatsApp that BCA, that a GoPay user can take the money, cash out the money from ATM. Okay, you don't have to be BCA depositor. Yeah. You don't have to be BCA depositor to use ATM BCA. So this is the essence of banking. You don't have to be have account in bank if you want to use the service. It's a collaboration between BCA and GoPay. Okay. So this business model will grow, and of course this is only one bank. Yes, BCA and GoPay. And how about if we will over integrated payment interface? So more data, more connection will come, and the solution will growing and growing. So this is my first response in the first question from Aldi. And how BI assure the both of standardization of API and customer consent regarding utilization of consumer personal data. Okay, I will tell you the stories now. Currently, Bank Indonesia and industry in working group ones works together to set the standards. So we talk with big banks, we talk to fintech players, we talk to e-commerce to come. Okay, let's come. Let's join to set together technical standards, technical standard, the security standard, and also the governance standard. And now we get the solution in how to the balance between innovation and the risk. Yes, this is my response for second question.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Agung, for the answer. Hope it can answer Mr. Aldi's question. And the second question from Joan in Indonesia. As far as you know, central bank should have been implementing the opening banking policy in fourth quarter of 2020. And his question is, amidst a massive cyber attack, especially in open APIs, how did Bank Indonesia address the cyber risk emerging on open banking implementation? And the second, what open banking truly is? Is it only a significant alternative of payment system landscape, or it's also offer the aggregation feature and automation of credit scoring of fintech?
Okay, I will respond to Joan. Thank you. Of course, if we open our institution, of course the risk is coming, especially from massive cyber attack. So in our working group in working group 5, we set the cyber security framework. So also in standardization, we also set the security standard. So in terms of working group 1, we deal with the security standard of security. In working group 5, we also set the cyber security framework. So we set the deliverables in 2 working groups to deal with the cyber security. And number 2, what open banking truly is. Okay. Basically, okay, I will move back to the what is actually the concept of open banking. Mas Bedur, can you back to the slides of open banking? Okay, sorry. Mas Bedur, can you share the screen about open banking? I will get back to the slides. Okay, if you cannot share the screen. Okay, what is the real of open banking? Basically, it's the same like how the banks open the data, right? Open the data, just like maybe you know how Gojek works. Gojek work with open ride-hailing e-commerce with open operation, right? They connect with Google Maps. They connect with a payment provider. They connect to other provider to collaborate. They work collaboratively to give the service. Open banking is the same actually. So just I mentioned before, you can cash out the money in a bank, even you are not the customer of the bank. Even you are not customer of the bank. So how it works? How it works? So fintech open the data. Fintech open the data of the customer to the bank as a partner. To the bank as partner. Since the fintech can open the data, so the bank can execute the instruction from the fintech. The same. It is all the same in the vice versa. So that's the essence of open banking. So the two institutions can work together by opening the information using the same standard, using the same protocol. That's the essence of open banking. So of course it will change. It will change the landscape. It will change the landscape. Okay, now here the business model. Okay, now currently, if you are a banker, if you want to create new product, you have to set all of the resource in your bank. Okay, all of the resource in your bank, from legacy system, from service layer, all of the bank must have all the resource. But in open banking, you can collaborate with other parties, with fintech, with e-commerce. You open the data with the security protocol. Okay, with the security protocol. So okay, how two parties can connect it? Of course, they should have same standard of data. Okay, so they can connect it. If they don't have the same data, of course they wouldn't connect. So this is the essence of open banking here. Okay, this is my response for the question regarding the open banking.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Agung, for the answer. And the next question from Darania in Malaysia. Do you think the electronic money will threaten the national currency, in which its give impact on the country reserve and value of a national currency?
Okay, okay. If we talk about electronic money itself, it's as a product. Of course, it's okay. But if electronic money become an ecosystem, closed loop ecosystem, we cannot monitor what's happened in this ecosystem. Okay, electronic money can provide you efficient, fast, easy, but if not robust, if not secure, and it will be the problem. It will be the problem, and of course, and when the banks, when the customer prefer, it's okay. I will use e-money. I will use e-money rather e-money. It's okay, but if it creates ecosystem we cannot monitor, that's a problem. That's why in our payment system blueprint, we set infrastructure. We set infrastructure, and we also set how to monitor the development, and also we clear cut the industry. We clear cut. Okay, you can operate in the front end, but you cannot operate in front end and back end. Okay, you cannot operate in front end and back end, but you should use our standard. You should use our infrastructure. That's why I can monitor your development. That's our approach. My colleagues from IMF said, oh, okay, some of central bank create central bank digital currency, but they appreciate the Indonesia when they see the payment system blueprint as, oh, you create a synthetic central bank digital currency. This is public and private partnership between a central bank and private industry. They collaborate in standardization, they collaborate in infrastructure, in delivering the customer centric. That is how we collaborate with industry. If we see the vision 2 and vision 1, we will integrate digital economy and finance. We push the transformation of bank, and also we push also interlink bank and fintech. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Agung, for the answer. Next, the next question from Kevin in Indonesia. He wants to ask regarding consumer trust. We know the Central Bank of Indonesia has amended on the macroprudential policy, which usually contacts to systemic risk. The question, with the current situation, will the digital payment system transformation lead to the financial crisis? And the second question, with the current situation, e-commerce is important for the Indonesia's economy, and how the government taxes the e-commerce with no permanent establishment or PEs.
Okay, this is also the great question. Actually, I come from macroprudential policy. I come from macroprudential and payment system. It's not only operation, but also how to make digital. The question is, will digital payment system transformation lead to financial crisis? This is how we try to maintain, actually, through what? Through the payment system vision. Why financial crisis? Because bank can, because consumer prefer to use a bank. Okay, I will use big tech. I will use fintech rather than bank. So we have. We push bank. Okay, if you want to stay relevant, you should move. You should transform yourself. That's why we push bank to digitally transform. We actually learn from what happened in China. In China now, non-bank financial institution acquiring actually take the lead position. But now it's our task how to balance the situation. That's why that's the differences. That's the differences with Indonesia, with China. Okay, and the readiness and this is how my actually my response. So no, digital payment system transformation is an opportunity for us, to create a new era new era in COVID, right? New era and more inclusive. It create more innovative and inclusive. Inclusive. Okay, that's my response for Kevin question.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Agung, for the response. Okay, actually, there is a lot of questions that's submitted in the textbooks, but unfortunately, we have a limited time, so we have to end the Q&A session. And for all students, it's time for you to fill the attendance list. You can click the link that we have shared in Zoom chat box. You have to fill with your summer course student ID and the module you are joining now. This session is module 7. Once again, this session is module 7. And for your information, the link attendance list will open just for 20 minutes. So I suggest you all to fill your attendance list as soon as possible before we close it. And then to our students, this is the end of this class. Our gratitude is addressed to Mr. Agung. To end this session, is there any final statement or motivation to our students here, Mr. Agung?
Okay. Okay. Thank you for all the participants for the response, for the great response. Great response. I'm sorry, I cannot answer all of the question, but you can contact me. But you cannot contact me by email. Agung@_BP Agung@_BP at bi.go.id. I will try to answer. I will try to answer the question, but I say appreciate to the UNS for this event, and of course this is a great opportunity for you to know what happened, and this is a valuable experience actually. Okay, thank you, and keep safe, keep healthy for you all. Keep healthy and stay healthy. Thank you. Good morning. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for your sharing your knowledge based on your experience and expertise with us. Hope you have a good day, Mr. Agung. Once again, thank you very much.